And let's now get more on the preparedness of the Cross River State government in preventing COVID-19 from spreading to the state. We're joined by the Commissioner for Health in the state, Dr. Betta Edu. Dr. Betta, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon.
Let's talk about the state of preparedness of the state, because we know as of now there is no case of COVID-19 in Cross River State. So what exactly is the government doing? How are you guys getting this done that we've not had any case recorded in the state?
Okay, thank you very much. For Cross River State, our number one strategy is to see that we can prevent it and keep it out of our borders. And of course, the government has come up with very many useful policies that have continued to help the state stay COVID-19 free. Remember, Cross River State is very special in location, of course, geographical location. We've been surrounded by the right with Cameroon that has over 800 cases as we speak. And of course, down south to the left, we have Akwa Ibom State that has recorded a good number of COVID-19 positive cases. We also have the Benue State up north that have recorded a case of COVID-19. So we're right in the middle of all of this COVID-19 issues going on. And then you know very well that a lot of Cameroonians came into Cross River State before this time as refugees seeking help and asylum within our state borders. So it's been an uphill task to continue to keep the state COVID-19 free. We had to step up a lot on our security, shut down the borders very early. We're one of the main states in Nigeria that had to screen people who were coming in through our local airports before we finally shut them down. So a lot of work has been going on, sensitization, engagement with community leaders, of course, trying to find these cases. Initially, it was a passive kind of case stop, but right now, we're going into the next phase, which is the active case finding, so that we can have more and more samples to send to the lab. We've sent in a number of samples over the weeks, and all of them have come back negative for Cross River State, and we'll continue to do more to improve on our state of preparedness.
All right, Dr. Betta, if I may, because we don't have the luxury of time, so let's get through all the questions. And now, apart from the face masks being produced by the Cross River State government, we've heard of personal protective equipment being a challenge across the country. Are there plans by the state to begin to produce some of these things to be distributed across the country?
Oh, definitely. So we're so happy that the federal government is beginning to see the importance of those local industries that can come and come of help at this point where we're going through this challenge. Producing the face masks, and of course plans are on the way right now to begin the production of personal protective equipment that will be used not just in Cross River but across the country.
And just before I let you go, we know that the governor has actually talked about some palliatives is given out, but are there other information we need to be aware of in terms of palliatives that the government is giving to the people of the state, the indigent, the resident, and every other person who is within the confine of Cross River State?
So for palliative, the palliative for Cross River State, it's not only about food. The food is for the old, elderly, people who are physically challenged. The governor has said in his own words, he said, to protect lives without protecting livelihood would only result in a cataclysmic societal breakdown. And that's what we don't want in Cross River State. We don't want to see people go on the street and riot and begin to steal and break down places. And so the government has made available provision to hire 10,000 persons, so 8,000 would be in the usual field, and then for the health workers, 400 doctors, 600 nurses, and then 1,000 health surveillance officers who would go through the communities to do an active case finding for us in Cross River State, so we can send in as many samples as possible to the NDC reference lab. We hope that they can come into our dear state and then set up a testing center for us, so that it can match with the demands that would be created when we begin the active case search. If we think for us, this is a very important way to go to protect livelihoods of people,
Dr. Betta,
even as we're going through. Sorry?
What? I just wanted to butt in. We don't have the luxury of time, as I said. So thank you so much for your time, for coming on the program. Dr. Betta Edu is the Commissioner for Health in Cross River State. Thank you for coming on the program.
You're welcome.